Hello, Happies. Welcome back to Happy is Sober podcast. I'm here with my mom. Hey, Mom.
Hello. How are you?
How's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. I just came off of such a good weekend.
Yeah, you did, didn't you?
I did. Eddie and I had a little let's be tourists weekend because the poor guy moved here right before winter. So then
And it was
hid
a
away and did
terrible
nothing.
winter.
Oh, the worst winter.
Yeah.
So we didn't, so we really didn't get up to much this winter. That's on me. I was like, I'm hibernating. So it was fun. We went to Niagara Falls on Saturday, did a little road trip there.
Yeah.
And then yesterday just went and walked a cute little place in Toronto that has a bunch of trails. So it was a fun weekend.
Nice.
Yeah.
And Niagara Falls always feels like, even if you're just there for the day, it's got such a vacation vibe, doesn't it?
It does.
Like it's
He
got
wasn't
a little
expecting
holiday.
how touristy it was going to be. Even though I told him we got there, he was like, oh, this isn't what I pictured.
Yeah. Did you go to Niagara on the Lake?
We were gonna. We didn't. But you know what, Mom? We're going to
really
go back
cute.
and actually spend a night. We just did a little day trip and saw the falls and got ice cream and wandered a little bit. But we are going to go back and do it proper and do a little Niagara on the Lake, which, you know what's so funny?
What?
Oh, wait, I just realized I'm wrong. I was going to say it was my first time back in Niagara Falls since, because my last ever time, no. Also, wrong twice again, and we're 2 minutes in. I was going to say my last time drinking was there. That's not true. But the last time before my very first day one, my last time drinking before I attempted getting sober was a wine tour in Niagara on the Lake.
Oh, yeah.
Remember?
Yes, I
for
do.
Sasha's birthday.
Yeah.
So it was going to be my first time back in Niagara on the Lake since then. But I have been to Niagara Falls. I remembered since then. But either way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
It was fun. But it was cool too. I was thinking, because I was also vlogging it, which let me pause to say, Happies.
Yes.
I'm vlogging this summer. I had started my YouTube channel close to a couple years ago now and started vlogging, but didn't stay super consistent with it. But now I'm so back onto vlogging and having a lot of fun with it. So, and we're starting to upload video podcast. So if you prefer to watch the podcast on video, those are going up on YouTube now too. So if you aren't already, Happies, go subscribe to my YouTube channel at Happy is Sober on YouTube. It's a lot of fun over there. It's kind of like we talk about having fun sober and enjoying life sober on the podcast, and then on YouTube we get to actually show it.
Yeah, that's fun.
I know, it is fun. But yeah, so anyway, so I was vlogging it, and I was said this on the vlog that doing things sober, when you think about it, gets to always be a good reminder of the freedom that sobriety brings us. Because because I drove us there and back in one day, and I wouldn't have wanted to do it that way in my drinking days.
Yeah.
I would have been we either have to stay the night, or I wouldn't have wanted to be the one driving, because I would have been well, then I can't drink. And in my drinking days, I believed if I can't drink, it's not fun. Right. And isn't that just such a good reminder of how, just how freeing it is to know that you don't need something outside of you to determine how you get to feel.
Yeah. Right? I love that. Yes, 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 yes. Good.
You know what else? I just thought of another story. I'm babbling on here, but I thought of one more story before we get into what we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
So we went to the States a couple weekends ago, and I had an interaction that annoyed me.
Oh.
But then after, I was thinking it was a sober win.
Oh, I haven't heard this.
I think you did. I think you did at the time, but that's okay. I'll share it now.
Okay.
So we walked into an event, and there was a mimosa station set up.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah. So there was a mimosa station set up, and right as we walked in as a group, the woman was like, "Oh, can I get you a mimosa?" She was pouring the champagne. And so someone ordered a mimosa. She was like, "What kind of juice would you like?" They had orange juice, peach juice. And I said, so then she served that person, and then she turned to me, and I said, oh, no alcohol for me, but could I just have a peach juice in one of those glasses, please? And she literally goes, yeah, I'll get you yours. And literally shrugs me off with her hand and moves on to the next people. Like, so dismissed.
The important people.
Yes. Yes. And then
That's
I had
funny.
to ask like a couple more times. And
Yeah.
I felt so annoyed because it was rude. But you know what I was thinking about later? That, because like at the time, I literally I turned to Cassie and whispered, I was like, I've made a new enemy today. I'm so annoyed. But like, obviously, jokes aside, later I was thinking that was actually a sober win, because in the moment, my only annoyance was like, that was rude. Like I'm trying to order what I'm having too. But I was thinking, if this was in my early sobriety, that would have sent me into a spiral about sobriety. It would have rattled me about my sobriety. I would have been like, "Oh my God, my drink's not important," or like, whatever.
I don't count. Like, you would have really personalized it. You would have.
I would have taken it so personally.
Definition about you as a non-drinker now. Yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
I would have let it be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I would have made it mean something about my sobriety, whereas at this time, all I made it mean was like,
she was rude.
Yeah, that was kind of rude and like a little bothered, and then move on with my life. Whereas like if it was early, like that would have, I remember things like that happening stuck with me in a much different way in early sobriety. So that was just kind of a funny little.
That is funny, eh? Little stories we tell, right?
Yeah, it's cool to see just how even like little annoying things that can pop up, just we can just take them differently, because now I know it's not true that I don't matter or my drink doesn't matter because I'm sober, right? But at the time when like you still don't really know that, then you're going to take it that way.
Yeah, yeah, right? If that's the narrative running.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
Exactly.
Is that I don't belong, I don't fit in, I don't count. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. If that's the narrative running, then someone else confirming that just confirms it back to you. Whereas if that's not your narrative, then
you just
it's
think,
easier to just let it slide.
Yeah. And you get on, right?
Exactly.
Yes,
Yeah. Anyway.
And it's a sober win.
It is.
Good for you.
Yeah. Thanks, Mom.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. Had kind of a busy morning, like a little rush around, and but I'm good.
Good.
Yeah, we just got back. We got back, and I was sitting outside, just sipping my coffee when you texted saying, "You ready?" Yeah. Cheers. So, so here I am. I'm just like centering myself.
Okay.
Yeah. Getting anchored, ready to have a good convo.
Oh, good. Yeah. Isn't that kind of the nice thing about like amidst a busy day hopping on to record?
Yeah, it is.
I'm like, oh,
right?
I just get to chat with my mom.
Yeah. I get to chat with my girl, my baby girl.
Yeah. Oh, and our happies.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, what we're going to chat about today, something that we have done some episodes on, which if anyone can relate to what we're about to talk about, I highly recommend. Like we've done episodes on if you can't seem to make your sobriety stick, or the importance of like committing, kind of like getting to that place where you take drinking off the table. But today we're going to talk about how to move into the place of acceptance about your sobriety. Right? Because I think that often if people have gotten sober and they've gotten some sober time under their belt, but they still don't feel, I don't know, it doesn't feel that happy, or it doesn't feel like, it still feels hard, it still feels challenging, that they often haven't quite gotten to that place of accepting their sobriety. And so they might be wondering like, well, how the hell do I like, how do I move into that place of acceptance? Any thoughts right off the bat, Mom?
Yeah. Well, I guess my question is really, is it about accepting the fact that they have to stay sober forever? Is that what the struggle is? It's not just about, so it's accepting the fact really that they can't drink.
Yeah.
Right? that they can't have the kind of relationship they want to have with alcohol.
Yeah.
I think that's really at the crux of it. Wouldn't you agree?
I was gonna say the same. I feel like it's a little bit of like you haven't let go of the dream of maybe I could make it work.
Yeah. Right. And so, I mean, it's funny. I'm sure no coincidence that the Serenity Prayer is one of the main anchors of, any 12-step program, right? AA.
Yeah.
Yeah. So God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, right? Which is whatever your relationship was with alcohol, as many times as you probably tried to moderate or drink thinking it's going to be different this time. I'm not going to drink. I'm not going to get out of hand. I'm not going to black out, all the things that we tell ourselves when we decide, yeah, okay, I'm going to, maybe you had a brutal weekend the last time you drank and the next weekend's coming up. That's what I did. I'd be like, okay, this weekend I'm going to be good. Right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to black out. I'm on it. I've got it. And of course, I would repeat the previous weekend each time. So, if you're sort of in that struggle, it's the Serenity Prayers, like accept the things I cannot change. That is your relationship with alcohol. That's how you drank, right? Courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So I always think that's such a powerful little prayer, or something you can use as a meditation. But I think it's really about people who are struggling to accept sobriety. I think it's not even the sobriety that you're struggling to accept. It's you're struggling to accept the truth about your relationship with drinking, right? Because there's probably, like you've said, a little bit of hope that maybe one day I'll be able to do it.
Yeah.
And so that's, how do you get happy from there? Because really that's married to the story that life's not as fun, or I can't be happy without alcohol, or, it still really has one foot in the drinking world and one foot in the sober world. And that's a difficult place to live from, right?
So freaking true, Mom. I really believe that. I really think that like such a key step in getting to a place where you're happy in your sobriety is like closing the door on drinking.
Yeah. You have to.
Yeah.
You do have to, or you do live unhappily in both worlds, right?
Oh, you live unhappily in both worlds. That's such a good way to say it. And especially when you were, it's so funny, Mom. I've heard the Serenity Prayer so many times. I've heard it like way before I ever got sober, because obviously you went to AA, but it really just struck me when you said it. Like, accept the things you cannot change.
Yeah. Courage
the way you drink,
the things you can.
Yeah, and the courage to change the things you can. The way that you drink, and well, this is so funny because the wisdom to know the difference. I'm about to point out the difference, like how you drink and who you are when you drink, and whether or not you have an off switch, or the way that you behave when you drink. That is one of those things you cannot change. Like I just so strongly believe that. And one thing you can change, wisdom to know the difference, is whether or not you pick up the first drink.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And if we take it even, beyond that, then so you realize you can't pick up the first drink, but then the other thing you can change is how you are going to choose to think about sobriety.
Yes.
Right? Because if you are in resistance to it, if you stay married to the idea that life's not as fun, or I don't fit in, or I'm different than everybody, all those negative stories, if you stay married to those, I'm telling you that's going to be your experience of sobriety. Right? And so it really then has to be about deciding I'm not going to accept those old thought patterns either, or I'm not going to believe that that's the whole truth, right? You have to believe that there is something possible, there's something different about life and sobriety to be able to tap into it, right?
Yeah. So true,
Mm-hmm.
mom. And you know
Mm-hmm.
what? I think too, when people are not in a place of acceptance because they're holding on to the dream
Mm-hmm.
of maybe I could drink one day, maybe I could
Mm-hmm.
figure out moderation. It's
Yeah.
like they're in that moment believing this lie of I can either stay sober and like miss drinking, or maybe I could go and make moderation work. When
Yeah.
the truth is, those aren't your two options. Your two options are stay sober or go back to drinking the way that you drank. Go back to
Yeah.
how your life looked when you were drinking, which we can all know wasn't anything good if you decided to get
Yeah.
sober. So be so honest with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going, oh, I don't know if I can stay sober, maybe I can make moderation work. That third option doesn't exist for, like, if you're
Yeah.
here, that third option isn't, that's something you tried to make work so many times already,
Yeah.
and that's why you're here. So the real option is stay sober and go freaking all in on your sobriety, or go back to the life that you already left behind, because
Yeah.
that's the real alternative. It's not go back and make moderation work if that's something that you've already
Yeah.
showed yourself that you can't. And too, with what you were just saying, mom, about how that's going to change like how you live your life, it's so true, because then what are you missing out on while you're mentally fixated on, oh, could I go moderate?
Right. Yeah. And Maddie, I'm really curious, like, what is the thing about sobriety that you're struggling to accept? Like, what is the problem with sobriety? Like, I think that's a really important question to answer. Is it like, is it that it's not fun? And so then you need to look at that. What am I doing? What am I thinking? What am I believing that's cutting me off from the experience of fun? Right? Like, so what is it that you can't accept about sobriety? What's the thing? That's the answer that I would want to know. What are they telling
Mom, that's
themselves?
such a good point, because again, if you're like not accepting your sobriety, it's like you're wanting to toy with, should I go back to drinking? But really, feeling unhappy in sobriety is about how you're living your sober life, and the beliefs that
Mm-hmm.
you have, and the thoughts that you have, and even the things that you're doing. Because
Mm-hmm.
as long as you're just telling that story of like, oh, I don't know, like, I don't know if this is
Mm-hmm.
for me, or this is hard, or I don't know if I can do this forever. It's harder to meet people. It's harder to connect. It's harder to have fun.
Yeah.
Like all of that.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like we believe that the only option is to keep feeling that way, or just go back and try drinking again, rather than being like,
Right.
maybe I could actually choose to show up differently in my sober life. Maybe I
Yes.
could give my all to sobriety and start to actually do the work of it, right? Because
Yeah.
I think that's another piece, is maybe people feel like, okay, once I stop drinking, I'm just supposed to feel good, and if I don't, something's wrong,
Right. 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 Right.
rather
Right.
than knowing that's something you have to really show up for, and with
Mm-hmm.
with intention, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's a brilliant point. That's the truth of it, isn't it? It's just you're gonna stop drinking and then you have to do the work.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And I just want to say that the work feels hard in the beginning because it's something new that you're learning. Whether
Mm-hmm.
you are having to learn like new ways of thinking, right? Whether you're having to start paying attention to what have I been thinking and where do I need to change it and what do I need to set up differently in my day? Like all of those things can feel hard in the beginning because, well, they're brand new, right?
Yeah.
And it's like anything you do the first time, whether it's riding a bike, whether when you were a little tiny toddler and you were learning to walk, whether it's like when you were learning your alphabets or to write, like whatever it is, right? It always requires some practice. But here's the thing that happens is that at some point along the way, what feels hard or what was feeling hard starts to change and it starts to feel like exciting. Like, oh, wait a minute. Because as you are uncovering yourself, it's like you're clicking little puzzle pieces into place. As you're seeing like ways that you thought or the lens that you saw the world through kept you creating the same thing over and over and over again, as you start to see like, oh, when I look at the world this way, this is the result I get. What happens if I would look at it this way? What result do I get? And as you start putting those little puzzle pieces together, what first felt like really hard work, like you're slogging it, now starts to feel like exciting. And you start to feel like a little bit of a thrill from it, like you're starting to find yourself. You start to make sense of yourself and your life, and then it becomes joyful work. Right? Because you are expanding, and this version of you is expanding. Like, it's not hard the entire time, but you have to be willing to say, what's a different way I can think about this so that you can start to experience sobriety differently, right? Yeah,
Oh,
you
well
have
said,
to.
Mom. I know, you know what? Like, the words, the work, I think can probably be intimidating or feel so daunting, right? And yes, a lot of sobriety is hard work, but I think you just made such a great point that it's also like joyful work a lot of the times too.
Yeah. It really is. It becomes that. Like, I think of one person in particular in the hub who is sharing all these little pieces every week that are clicking into place for them. Like, oh my gosh, and how they're starting to make little changes and little tweaks, and they're catching themselves thinking in a certain way and realizing, oh my God, that was part of my story. And once you can see it, you can start to change it. And so, the work, I mean, that's not, you're right, it's probably not the best word, but here's the other thing. Why are we so afraid of work?
Right.
Right? Like, why? Why have we made this such an awful thing? Like, oh, it's going to be hard work. Like, oh no. Hard work. I can't do hard work. It's so funny.
You know what's so interesting, Mom? So true. I feel like there's so much in life that we know and accept is hard work. Like, most adults work a job in some capacity. So many people have kids, you know, that's going to be hard work. You take on a project that you know is going to be hard work. You want to start a fitness routine or run a marathon, that's going to be hard work. Like, there's so much that we've made peace with. This is going to be hard work, but I think there's this block around like emotional hard work, when that's the most valuable kind of freaking hard work there is to do.
Right.
And just as you can have showed yourself in many other areas of your life that you can do hard work, you can do this
and then
the
feel good about
the other
it.
side.
Right?
Yes.
When you get on the other side of it, you feel good. Yeah. It's so funny.
But it doesn't always feel like hard work. It can feel just very joyful and expansive. You're so right.
Yeah. It does. It gets to that place, right? Like, I was thinking, I saw a great quote that I loved so much.
Let's hear it.
And it's like, all change is preceded by chaos.
Ooh.
Right? And so then they were saying, like, think about like when you're cleaning out your closet, right? You take everything out and it's chaos.
A disaster,
right?
Every like spring and fall when I have to switch over my wardrobe, I'm like, I've got this, and then I have to pull everything out, and then I'm like, I regret everything.
Right?
So, like, you hit that part where it's chaos everywhere.
It's chaos.
That's like the messy middle of sobriety. Throwback to my first ever episode. Right? Yeah.
Right? But out of that chaos comes beautiful order. Right? Comes something really wonderful. Or like you're cleaning out your desk. The same kind of thing. Anything like that. It's chaos in the beginning. And it's the same thing with us, with all of our emotional stuff, with looking at and understanding why am I drinking? What am I avoiding? What am I numbing from? What am I afraid of? What do I think I can't survive? Like some social event that I've got to drink and end up absolutely, wasted, and right? Like, what is it? And uncovering that, of course, it's going to feel like chaos in the beginning. But think of your closet, think of your desk, think of anything you're cleaning out, right? You know what the end result is always, right? You have order. You have things that make sense. Here, the clutter's gone, and it's the same in here. All of that emotional
Yeah.
blah is gone, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. I love
Mm-hmm.
that so much, Mom. That's
Mm-hmm.
so well said. And you know
Mm.
what? This
What?
makes me think too, maybe what we need to frame this place of like, I haven't moved into acceptance yet is just part of the messy middle. Like maybe that's
Mm-hmm.
just part of your process is even
Yeah,
identifying I haven't
I
quite
haven't done it.
accepted this yet because that means you can bring forward the mess, the chaos, the thoughts, the false beliefs and start to challenge them and put them where they belong, which is toss them.
So
Right?
true. Start to find evidence for something other than what you're telling yourself. If you're like, this is not fun, this is sucks, I'm not happy being sober. Like,
You
find
weren't happy
evidence.
drinking.
Exactly. Beautiful. I love that. You're miserable drinking, right?
Yes.
And so find any moment, stop and think, where is it true? Where has it been true that I have felt happy in sobriety? Start building a body of evidence. Where can I say I've had a moment or a day or whatever, an hour or so that felt fun, or that I felt a bit of peace, or I didn't feel anxious. Start looking for those things and building a body of evidence for the life that you actually want to live, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's how you
So
do it,
good.
one piece at a time. You need to really take to task the story you've been telling yourself about sobriety, and and looking for the resistance. Why is it there? What is it that I'm actually resisting about this sober life? Yeah.
Yeah. Mom, I love
Mm-hmm.
how you said one piece at a time.
Mm.
Because even not to keep running with this metaphor, but even when
No.
I've been
Mm-hmm.
in that place of like decluttering or tidying something up, I'm like one freaking item at a time. Where does this shirt go? Where does like, you know what I mean?
Right.
And breaking it
Yeah.
down. And I
Mm-hmm.
think the concept of move into acceptance, accept your sobriety, accept that that drinking doesn't work for you can feel overwhelming,
Mm-hmm.
but it can be one piece at a time. It can be with having a moment of thinking the thought of this isn't going to be fun or this isn't easy, and then bringing it to light and challenging it and really coming back to your own truth about it, right? Like, well, I'm telling myself I can't be happy sober, but the truth is I wasn't happy drinking. And you know, if
Mm-hmm.
we're going to follow that through, like drinking, we've been there, done that, tried and tried to make it work, know exactly where it leads, know it leads to shame and anxiety and all of that. Sobriety, you haven't quite seen where that can lead yet. You have a lot of us
Yes.
telling you, like, who are here as
Yeah.
evidence of I've been where you are, and it does get better and it gets easier, and you get to find so much more joy and freedom and all of that, right? So, even just
Mm-hmm.
deciding, like, I know I wasn't happy, and I know that sobriety at least opens up the possibility to start experiencing things differently, right? So, it's really getting to like piece by piece, feeling by feeling, thought by thought, coming back into your own truth and even identifying like what's preventing you from accepting it. What is it that you're believing alcohol would do for you? Like all
Mm-hmm.
getting to ask yourself all those thoughts
Yeah. Yeah.
or all those questions.
Questions. Yes. Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. That's really good, hun. Really good. Because I do think it's a mindset thing,
Mhm. Mhm.
right?
And it's okay to acknowledge that you're not in a place of acceptance.
Of
It's not
course.
something to beat yourself up about. It's a
Yeah.
process, and it's not helping anyone if you're like, what's wrong with me? I'm not accepting or I don't
Yeah.
feel happy. Like, but I think also, I think it's something to remember that you can grieve alcohol, you can feel sad for it, you can, you know, in the process of letting go of that, but stay connected to your truth throughout it. And maybe that's the difference between being in resistance to accepting it versus accepting it but letting yourself grieve it. Like that goes
Yeah.
hand in hand. You can be in acceptance and also still have grief come up because that's a process.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
it's when
Yeah.
you're grieving and then you're telling yourself this is never going to get easier. I maybe
Yeah.
I could go back or sobriety. I can't do sobriety, right? That's when
Mm-hmm.
it's going to do more harm than good. So let yourself grieve it, but stay in the truth of all of it as you
Yeah.
do. Does that make
And
sense?
yeah, it does. And I love what you said about acknowledging that you're struggling to accept it, because you can't change anything that you don't acknowledge. So
Yeah.
absolutely you have to acknowledge that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can't be in even denial about your own unacceptance, right? You like acknowledge that you're struggling to accept sobriety. And from that place, now you've got some place you can go,
Yeah.
right?
And you
Mm-hmm.
know what? I love how you said that. Now you've got some place to go, because it makes me
Mm-hmm.
think too, when we are in that place of
Mm-hmm.
struggling to accept, it's because we don't feel good where we are right now.
Yeah.
You maybe don't feel good in this moment. You don't feel settled in your sobriety. The solution isn't in moving backwards.
Yeah.
You get to identify something doesn't feel good about my life, but the solution's never going to be going back to drinking. The solution is in moving forward. And so,
Yeah. Good.
how can you move forward? What are things? Maybe that means going to therapy and identifying some of the reasons that you drink. Maybe that means trying new things. Maybe that means putting yourself in new situations, or
Mm-hmm.
reaching out for new connection or finding community. Like, that's where you get to identify if something's missing. How great to
Yeah.
realize that, because you can now move forward and do what you have to do for yourself to
Yeah.
start to feel better in it.
Yes. Yeah. So good. Really good, hun. And you know what? It is so true. Like, we can't ever fix. Like, you can't go backwards. Like, what are you going backwards to?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What are you?
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? Maybe this is a good time for a reminder that I always found. Actually, you know what? As I'm
What?
saying this, I think this helped me move into acceptance. Was
Good. What is it?
identifying drinking would never be the same,
Oh,
because I knew
yeah.
too much. Like, I
Yeah.
remember hitting
Good
this
point.
point of knowing, like, okay, early in my drinking days, before I ever identified or acknowledged that it was a problem for me, I would be so excited to drink. I would have this, like, very carefree, woohoo, we're drinking tonight feeling. And, like,
Right.
even when I started trying to get sober,
Yeah.
and would go back to drinking when I had a few slips, it wasn't the same, because I was doing it with guilt. I was doing it with that
Ah.
cognitive dissonance of, I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing something that I know isn't right for me. I was doing it feeling conflicted, and
Yes.
the shame and everything afterwards was so magnified, because now I wasn't just experiencing anxiety like how I used to. It was also magnified with the, like, I failed, I let myself down, I'm back where I
Right.
started. And so,
Right.
even knowing that if you're here on a sober journey, I always found that when I would catch myself missing drinking or
Mm-hmm.
romanticizing drinking, I was looking back on my early drinking days. And you can't freaking
Oh,
go back there.
true. True.
Right? Like, you pick up where
Yes.
you left off, but
Yep.
now with a lot more knowledge, now with sober time under your belt, like, that makes it a lot harder to go
Yeah.
back to. And maybe that's a piece of the acceptance, is accepting, like, it's not what it once was and it never would be again.
Right.
And when we're playing around with, like, I'm not accepting it, it's because maybe you're thinking maybe you can go back and try moderation. I think this is where we also need to remember that not everyone makes it back. Like, I think we
Yes.
think if we've had
Mm-hmm.
some back and forth, like, oh, I can go back to drinking and just, like,
Yeah.
start again. And yes, of course you can. You can always come back, but it also gets harder and harder too.
It
And
does.
you've
It
already made
does.
it this far. Like, don't put yourself back in that
Yeah.
place.
Yeah. I love, love, love what you just said about when you're thinking about it, you're thinking about the early days of drinking.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, if you're going to go back, when you're thinking back to those days, think back only as far as you're last drunk.
Exactly.
That's it. You don't get to go
Yep.
back any further than that.
Yep.
When it used to be fun, you've got to go, if you want to go back and reminisce, go back to your very last drunk, right?
Because that's what you'd be going back
That's where
to.
you're going
It's
to
a
pick up.
progressive thing. It doesn't
Yes.
reset.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great point. Love
Yeah,
that
just
one.
important truths to connect
Mm-hmm.
to. And it gets to be a process. Again, like, piece by piece, letting these kind of little truths in and sitting with them, and,
Mm-hmm.
like, letting
Mm-hmm.
them, coming back to them if and when you find
Yeah.
yourself feeling resistance about it.
Yeah, because the lie is so loud. Like, oh, I'm not
Yes.
having any fun. Oh, it was so much more fun when I was drinking. Oh, I felt like I was part of it. Now I did. Like, all those lies, right? Like that's the one thing I do remember. Like I'm always saying, oh, I don't remember back when I was drinking because it was so freaking
Yeah.
long ago. But I do remember in the moment I might have felt at the party like I belonged because, I mean, what did I know? I was completely wasted. So anything went. But every morning, what I remember being haunted by was thinking to myself, oh my God, everybody knew how drunk I was and they all hate me. Everybody hates me. That's not a
Yeah.
feeling of belonging, right? Like
Mom,
stone
so
cold, right?
true.
Stone cold
Yes.
sober, I would be like, oh my
Yes.
God, they hate me. And I have such a vivid memory of a morning after I had slept at the guy's house I was dating at that particular time. And the morning after, so riddled with anxiety and shame and convinced everybody hated me. I remember sitting on the front, like, little step of this house and confiding in some guy who I never really spoke to very often, saying, oh, I just feel like, oh, probably made such a fool out of myself last night. I feel like everybody hates me. And, you know, of course, he's oblivious to that. Oh, no, you know what I mean? But I'm
Yeah.
dying. And I remember
Oh,
another
Mom.
time at a very dear girlfriend's house at a party at a cottage. And in the morning, everybody was already up. And I was so wasted the night before, but they were all up and down at the dock. And I was like, I want to crawl out my bedroom window so nobody sees me because it backed onto the driveway behind and just get in my car and slip away. I was so
Oh, I
convinced
can feel that for
everybody
you,
hated
Mom.
me, right?
Uh-huh.
That's not belonging. And yet we tell this
Yes.
crazy story that, oh, we think we belong when we drink, right?
Oh,
I mean,
Mom.
the crazy lies we tell. Yeah.
So true. That's such a good
Yeah.
point because that can be one of the biggest hangups of
Yeah.
like looking back and
Sobriety.
romanticizing is like I belonged, I fit in more,
Yeah.
and so true. That is not.
No.
Oh, I could. Oh my God, Mom. When you were saying that, it may brought up my own
Yeah.
memories, and like I remember when I was living in Australia, obviously, of course, going to going to a work party. I don't even remember like what this work party was for, but I not just got wasted, I did something very like even though I would often be the drunkest one there, I was never usually the one like causing a scene.
Right. Yeah.
I caused a scene.
Wow.
Like
Yeah.
I at this work party caused a freaking scene and oh, I remember waking up the next morning and I can remember always in my drinking days like waking up disoriented and having this like split second of like not knowing where the hell I was or what happened and then it would all come flooding in
Right.
and
Right.
I still
The horror.
vividly remember the
Yeah.
moment of it coming flooding in of what I had done. And
Right.
then I had to go into work and face everybody.
Oh,
And I remember
mortifying, right?
one of the big bosses of the establishment coming up to my bar when I'm bartending and going, "How are you feeling today?" Like,
Oh, yeah. Killer. I feel that.
so right?
I can
But
feel
like
that. Yes.
but then we're believing the lie
Oh.
that we connected more with people. We were more
Right.
fun. We fit in. No, nothing
No.
made me feel more on the outs, lonely, isolated, anxious, insecure, terrible about myself
Yeah.
than who I was when I drank.
Yeah. Same, 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 same. And every time I drank, right?
Yes.
Every time I drank, that version of me, I mean, the next morning, oh my God, that was my thing. Like I was convinced everybody hated me always, right? And so, of course, I'd drink again just to numb that,
And then
numb
the
that feeling,
cycle
right? And
continues.
on it
Yeah.
goes. Yeah. But I think just important things to remember the big, fat, ongoing, endless lies that are running through our mind about drinking, right? You know them. It's fun. We just listed them all. I fit
Yeah.
in. I'm funnier.
Yeah.
People like me better, but no.
Yeah.
Right? The sober version of you the next day doesn't believe any of that. It's scrambling. Yeah.
And you know what, Mom, too? Like,
Yeah.
this is a value even on this topic of having these conversations, because I think staying connected in the truth of those memories and those experiences is what can help you stay in acceptance. Because again, when we're like not wanting
Good.
to accept getting sober, it's because we're believing the dream, we're believing that maybe I could go back and make it work, but like the
We're
truth
believing that I was
is,
more fun.
yeah,
I connected with people. I knew how to talk to people. We're believing all of that stuff.
yes,
Instead of, yes, you know how to talk to people. It just feels a little awkward at first because you've been doing it with booze in your system for so long. Give yourself a chance. Give yourself a chance to find yourself and to find how awesome you actually really are, right? To connect back to that part of you. Yeah.
yeah, so true. You know what? It makes me think of a story that a hub member told actually in a meeting I was just on today, and without giving too many details, but she was out with a group of people who were all drinking heavily, day drinking late into the night. She went home at 10:30, got home feeling good, feeling like proud of herself and feeling like, yeah, I had fun. I had fun, but like felt good to get back home. And one of the people she was with came back 3 a.m, caused a scene, yelling, saying awful things, woke everybody up. And the next day came in, I'm so sorry, apologizing, feeling awful, slept all day, missed the things they had planned the next day. And this member said, makes me think of the definition of fun. Like, she says she had fun, but if I'm looking here, I got up and
Right.
enjoyed my day. The next day I still had fun at the thing. She missed all of
Yeah.
it and now
Yeah.
is full of regret. Like those are
Yes.
that's the truth of
That's
it.
the
That's the
truth.
comparison. It's
Yeah.
not right. Like for
Poor
again, for
soul. I
I
feel for that
know, I
person.
know. Me too. As did she.
Yeah.
As did she.
Yes, yes, yes.
But it just is those little things to stay so connected to. And so if you're feeling like you don't want to accept sobriety, just remember these are the things you'd be
Do you
going
want to
back
accept
to.
that?
Yeah, is
Do
that
you
good
want to accept
enough?
that in your life? Right?
Yes.
It's
Wait, so
awful.
true. So true.
Yeah. It's an awful way to feel. It's an awful way to have to live. Like the regret, when I'm saying awful, I'm not even talking about the drink. I'm talking about the results of the drinking. That's a brutal way to have to live because you have to live with it. They come hand in hand. You can drink, that's the aftermath, right? It's a terrible way to have to live. And my God, you deserve so much more, right? Yeah.
And you know what? You know what's beautiful? You know what's
What?
so beautiful? You are
Tell
here
me.
because that was unacceptable for you,
Yeah,
because you didn't want to
yes.
accept that
Yes.
when you
Yeah.
were living through it.
Yeah.
So
It's
rather
really
than being
good.
in sobriety and being like, I don't want to accept that this is my life, you didn't want to accept that as your life. That's why you're here. So keep
Yeah.
moving forward, even though it feels hard right now. There's nothing for you back there except more of the same. But moving forward in sobriety, like if you go all in,
Yes.
oh
It
my
will
God.
be amazing.
And you
Telling
deserve
you.
it. And you
Yeah.
deserve it.
Yeah. So good. Oh, I
So
really love
freaking
that.
good. Yeah, right?
I love that.
Everyone deserves it. And again, let me reiterate, it is so okay to identify that you're not in that place of acceptance yet.
Well,
Like,
you have to be able to change it. You can't
yes,
change it
yes.
until you acknowledge it. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. And rather than it feeling like, this is my takeaway that I love so much from what you said, Mom, rather than it feeling like this big overwhelming thing, piece by piece, everything we're saying here can let you have your own reflections and memories and truths come up. So like you can even use this conversation as a bouncing point for you of like, wait, yeah, what am I believing? What am I believing life would look like if I went back to drinking? What am I believing it would give to me that's actually really not true if I look at the facts? And you have to look at the reality. Don't look at the fantasy of what you want it to be. Look on reality based on how
was
I
it?
drank and how my life felt. Do I want to go back to that?
Yeah,
It's that
yeah.
or sobriety, right? It's not going back to the hope of how you want it to be. And ask yourself, what do you want your life to look like? Because I'm willing to bet that if you were to really visualize how you imagine your life, how you want to feel, how you want to live, the things you want to do, can how you drank coexist with that?
Good question. So
Right?
good. And what's the story I'm telling myself about drinking? Find out, what am I telling myself, and is it true? And what's the story you're telling yourself about sobriety? More
Yeah.
importantly, right? Like, what is on earth is so terrible about it? And that will also show you, that will illuminate for you where you need to grow, right?
Yeah. I love that. And you know what, Mom? If we're talking about the story, because so true, so good, like what's the story you're believing about drinking? You have objective life experience for you to discredit it, for you to discredit those lies. But if you're like, what am I believing about sobriety? What if your answer to like, I'm believing it can't be fun? What if instead of saying yes or no to that, you said, I haven't found that out yet?
Oh, so good. Just neutralize it.
Yeah,
Let yourself
I
discover.
haven't
Yeah.
discovered it yet. Let me discover it.
So I can't say it's miserable,
Yeah, because you haven't found it out yet. Like,
right?
right?
You haven't given it a fair chance if you've
Yeah.
let negative beliefs and negative stories about it run, right? Run the gamut. Yeah. Because that will inevitably be your experience. You're not going to experience anything beyond what you're believing is true. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. So you have to lay everything down and come at it from a neutral place. Come at it from, I've been telling myself a lot of negative things about sobriety, and so I can't experience it in any other way. So I'm going to lay everything down. I'm going to drop all the thinking and really just allow myself to see through that lens of curiosity. Is it possible that it could be these things? That it could be fun, that it could be enjoyable, that I could find and connect with myself, that I could create this life that I decided in that moment that I really wanted, when I had that moment of clarity that drinking was not acceptable any longer, right? Like that something had to give. So, yeah, my God, give yourself the chance to find it, because it is waiting for you. Yeah.
So good, Mom. So true. Oh, this episode just put like a fire on me. Like, I want this for everybody. I want this for our
know,
happies. I want this
right?
for everybody
Yeah.
listening so badly,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
everyone deserves it. And you can.
Yes, you can. It's yours for the taking. It is yours for the taking. Yeah.
Oh, so good. Thank you so much, Mom. Oh, we're wrapping up on an angel number. It's 3:33.
Oh, of course we are.
Angel numbers everywhere these days.
Right.
You know, I always see them. I'm seeing them more than usual. I love it.
Oh, good.
I know.
Good. Yeah, I very rarely see them. That's not the
I
thing
always
that
see
comes
them.
to me, but I know you
It's
do
so
too.
funny. I know. I love it.
Yeah. You and another hub member sees them all the time too.
I know. I know exactly who you're talking about, and I love it. So fun.
Yeah.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much, Mom. This was such a good one. Thank you so much, Happies, for listening. If you haven't yet, again, go subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would appreciate it so much. And also, if you haven't left a little rating or review on the podcast, I would appreciate that so much too. Also, if you want free sober tips and inspo right to your inbox every week, head to happiestsober.com and you can subscribe to my weekly newsletter. It goes out every Sunday. And of course, especially, you know what helps to move into a place of acceptance in sobriety is community. A community is such a big piece of every
really
step of
is.
the process. So we would love to have you in the Happiest Sober Hub. You can head to happiestsober.com/hub if you'd like to join us. Actually, I'm just realizing, looking at the date, that the day this episode comes out, doors will be closing at 9 p.m. Eastern tonight. So if you're listening to this, the day it comes out, head to happiestsober.com/hub to join us, because doors will be closing for new members, and we would love to have
Come
you.
and join us. Come and join us. It is a welcoming community, and listen, there's just a lot of beautiful growth in there, isn't there?
Yeah,
Right?
there really, really is. And
know.
meetings are hosted by both me and my mom. We both host meetings in there multiple times
Yeah.
a week. There's a meeting usually like 5 times a week. We host one together every month, which is super fun, where
Yeah,
we
that
talk
is
about
fun.
also kind of life and growth beyond just early sobriety. There's monthly new intentions meetings. Where we
Your
set
book
our
club.
intentions for the month ahead. We've got the book club. I host a newcomer meeting for new members, just for kind of the new members who join. So you can come into the
It's a
community
smaller,
with
yeah.
in a smaller setting and be welcomed in, get comfortable. There's a whole lot of amazing things in there, and we would love for you to be there. So
Yeah.
happyassober.com/hub to join us. And again, if you're listening the day this comes out, then doors will be closing tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern. And if you missed it, then you can sign up for the wait list at that same link, and you'll get an email as soon as doors open back up. Thank you so much for listening, Happies. New episodes come out every Tuesday, so we'll chat with you next week. I hope you have an amazing week. Remember that life's happiest when you're
Sober.